LaNorris, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. How have you seen Mazio progress these last few weeks through spring ball?
That's the fastest progression I've probably seen from somebody at that age in a little minute. He's a fast learner, and he makes mistakes once, and he just learns from them. He can learn on the fly, and the biggest thing is he takes the meetings to the field. So,
LaNorris, how would you assess just your progression through this spring and obviously being here this year in comparison to being thrown into the fire, if for a lack of a better phrase, last year as a true freshman?
I'm just saying, I understand the system now. Last year, I was just pretty much learning it, taking it on the fly, really. But this year, I actually understand, the process of the system, understand, why plays, happen the way they do and why routes are there. And it just came a lot slower to me.
Coach Beamer was talking yesterday about the draft last year, that you were the first pick. What do you remember about that experience, and how fun was that just for the team in general?
It was a fun. We didn't know how he was going to do the spring game last year, and so he was we're going to do a draft, and so it's always good to be the first pick in anything. So, I just took it as that.
What would you say your best play has been this spring? Is there one in particular that really stands out to you?
One of the best plays that I can recall right now is probably the post to JB last week. Just his pass, he ran post, he broke inside the corner, just threw it up to him. He ran away and got it. So
The one that got posted on Twitter?
that's the only one I can recall right now.
Yeah. With Coach Loggins, how has it been with him this spring compared to last spring when obviously last spring Spencer's the guy, right? So for you, is it any different as far as the level of involvement and stuff that you're hearing from him and doing with him this spring?
Yeah, he's more intense this year, I'll say. Last year he was intense too, but this year just he has an edge about him, I'll say. I love D-Lo, I love his coaching like I've always have. Stand-up, funny guy, he'll be honest with you all the time. So I feel like this year he's just more intense, more attention to detail this year, with everybody in the room rather than just because Spencer knew his stuff last year, so he didn't have to really tell him much. But this year it's more you gotta just tell everybody and coach everybody differently based on their strengths.
For you personally, what would be a good spring game for you? Because I know some people get so caught up with stats, and obviously in a game like that, sure you're not going to play every snap in there. But for you personally, what would make you say, hey, you know what, I had a good spring game?
Pretty much taking care of the ball is the biggest thing, getting the ball up and down the field, and scoring, honestly. You're judged on how fast, or not how fast, but how many times you get the ball into the end zone. So, as long as we score, move the ball, and protect it, I think it'll be a pretty good spring game, no matter how you go about it.
Got a couple for you. How's Robbie Ashford developed since he got here, and kind of what's your relationship like with him?
Robbie's cool. I like Robbie a lot. He's an experienced guy. He's taught me some stuff just like I've taught him some stuff. He asks me stuff about the playbook and stuff all the time. He asks me what I'm seeing plays-wise when he's in. Then when I'm out, I'm asking him hey, yo, what did you see? What could I have done better? He's taking the system. He's learning the system fast. Just an older, experienced guy, and I like Robbie.
And then kind of unrelated, have you opted into the EA Sports video game, and you excited to see yourself in there if you have?
I have. I am excited.
With the running backs, obviously Rocket will be a factor when he gets back, and Juju when he's healthy too. But how has that room come along with the guys who have been practicing for the most part of the spring?
They've also came along good. Just stuff we've seen just in the last couple of weeks, honestly, was them stepping up in pass protection or them recognizing blitzes, just seeing it, putting their face in there, stopping the rush, then getting out when they need to get out, and then running the ball too. Honestly, they just finding the holes, taking them really. So.
And what you've seen from the defense going against those guys, how?
A lot of different stuff this year. Last year was some stuff, but this year just a whole bunch of stuff they're throwing at us. Stuff I've never seen before. Even just watching college games, NFL games. It's just a bunch of games with. I can't say too much, but you know what I'm saying. It's a bunch of new stuff. I'll say that.
And last one with those guys up front on the defense. Anyone in particular that's in your face pretty often or causing problems up front for you guys?
T.J. Sanders can record practice if he wanted to. Just how physical he is, and he's a good player. He's always there.
Kind of a similar question, but with the linebackers and the secondary, is there anybody who's kind of caught your eye this spring as someone who's growing from last year?
Ben Golly's caught my eye. He's fast for a linebacker. You wouldn't expect him to be that fast. First time I seen him run. D Knight's physical. Y'all know Debo, how he plays. overly physical. DBs stood out. Let's see. Kari's made some plays. Emery's made some plays. Judge made some plays. Jalen, y'all know Jalen. DQ'd all those guys. Gerald, just like they're flashing this year.